What's up, wonderful people of Earth? Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are indeed a lovely soul. You see here, we are all about peace, unity, love, forgiveness, and unconditional love as our message out there to the whole world. And we believe by your help watching till the end, we can spread this message straight out of Africa with good vibes, lots of good vibes. Tell us where you're watching from, leave some comment, and hit the like button. Watch till the end, man, and spread good vibes. Let's dive in. What is this? Oh my god. Oh, how is this even possible? You mean you can do this? Whoa. This one needs a lot of practice or... You must be good in art to do this. You see, when you try this with the usual crayons, you might finish your whole bucket, you see, before you perfect this art. But it's just incredible, man, and lovely. Some humans are extra creative and it's just a good deed, you see. It's incredible and nice, man. Let's see what this is. Some method to clean the paintbrush or something like that. Or what's that? Let's see. Oh my god! That's incredible!
Matthew 3:2. What does it say in there? Behold, the kingdom of Uranus is at hand. That is why the upheaval. This is a Greek word. The Greek word is O-U-R-A-N-U-S, which translates into English, heaven. Heaven in Greek is Uranus. Uranus is the ruling, controlling planet that you have in the sky today. Now, why would that cause an upheaval? If you look at the electromagnetic fields that flow from the different planets that hit you in the head, and they do. You know, people don't believe that. You're getting hit in the head. Do you know if you had a television set and you put rabbit ears on it in this room, you could turn it on and you'd see horses and cows and airplanes and boxers and wrestlers and people with guns and all that. And do you know if it don't have a television, that stuff is still going in here and it's hitting you in the head? As you're sitting here, there are cows bumping into you and horses running through your head. Do you know that? Because it's all electromagnetic. Now, when you look at all these planets, the electromagnetism comes down to the Earth like this and hits you in the head. When you look at Uranus, it comes like this. All over the place. It causes confusion. It causes upheaval. It turns everything upside down. But why? Did anybody explain why? Yes, there's an explanation for it. Before Genesis and all of these things occurred, there was one person. And who was the person? The person's name was somebody you're all familiar with. Chaos. That's all that existed. Chaos. Out of chaos came creation. Out of the womb of chaos came Gaia. Gaia is the earth. But don't think of Gaia just as the earth. Think of Gaia as all physical existence. You see, the thing is this. This is interesting. Gaia is the female who gives birth to God. No God without the female. Religion turned it around and made it the opposite. See? Religion had the female submitting to God. But God wouldn't exist unless it was from the female. Why? Okay, let's say we take away all physical existence. There are no planets. There is no earth. There is nothing. What is God going to do? There's nobody to say, God bless you. Nothing exists. If there is some God, he doesn't even have anything to sit on because there is nothing physical. And so he's got to float in the cloud and say, hey, I'm God. And there's nobody there. So God doesn't exist. So out of Gaia's womb, God is born. And God's name is Uranus. And out of Gaia comes Uranus. Now, Gaia and Uranus get together, and they have kids. And some of them are pretty nasty. And they're all parts, this is all parts of what goes on in your head. All parts of the thoughts in your mind. They were the parents of living creatures. One group was called the Titans. The other group was called the Cyclops. The Titans were 12. The 12 cranial nerves. But of those 12 cranial nerves, 3 of them were the Cyclops, which connect to the pineal gland of the brain. And Uranus really put a control on a lot of these kids because they were wild kids. And so he only allowed the Titans and the Cyclops to go free. The rest of them he put under they were bad. Too much. But Gaia, she thought everybody should be free. So she got to the nastiest kid of all. Kronos.
Oh my god, did you know that? What type of animal is this? Is this some ostrich or some dinosaur? Oh my god, 150k years old. Neanderthal. How is this even possible? Neanderthal with a bullet hole. Oh my god, this is creepy. Oh, what type of bullet do you think this might have been? Some stone bullet or something like that? You see, because those guys are from storage. Or what age are they from? Oh, please share your thoughts. Oh, and let's see here some definition of true love. And it's some wonderful exercise. You see, this is some great illustration of how maybe two people in love can grow together and make stuff work together. You see, generally unity is what I think this is trying to talk about. Unity and peace and unconditional love for one another. Wow, you see, this is great. Man, you should believe in one another as humans and just be good people, full of love and caring for one another. You see, good vibes is what you are all about, man. Oh, this is interesting because together we can help one another and grow together, make great deeds happen, great things happen. You see?
It makes total sense that they're going trying to find other planets. They don't think they can save everybody on the planet, but they are going to try. It was stated in that we don't think that we can save everybody on the planet, but we are trying our best to do this, and we are at least going to save the species, at least not just the human race. They're going to try and save most of the species on the planet, and by taking DNAs and stuff like that, and trying to harvest it and take it to other places. I have no idea what it is. I wish I knew what the event was. I hope I'm totally wrong. I hope what I was reading was a load of crap. I hope it was a load of bullshit. But I'm doing this video. I didn't want to do this video to be honest with you. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put it out there. I'll get a lot of ridicule. I don't care. I put a lot of stuff on my page, which is good. This is just something that I read, and because obviously I've not got evidence of that, because it's a read once only thing, I just wish that I had screen recorded that whole thing. I would have posted a lot, and I wouldn't even have put any words to it. I'd have just said, read this, that is it. And it was old as well. You could tell it was old. It was old, and there was something bad that is going to happen, and I'm not going to tell you the date because it did have the date, the extinction date. It had the date, it had the day, the year, it had every, so they know the certain date, and I don't know how they know that, so someone must know our timeline.
Oh my god, that's scared. Yeah.
Alright, you could hear it a little bit as it went by, as the two ships went by, you could hear a little bit of a disturbance. With that in mind, watch this. Okay, see how that happened? Boom, right away the first one comes in, it's all broken up digital signal. Here you go. There's the first one. Watch, here you go. Boom, it's breaking up everything. Then the second one goes by. Come on, everybody. This is very slow-mo. Look at that. Take a second. Look at that ship. Folks, that is a starship. And it's a Napoleon ship. They love the circular thing.
What is that thing? Oh my god. Ha! Do you think that is a newer for some hoax?
Greetings. I'm happy that you've come in touch again after a long period of silence.
I actually wasn't going to come anymore. I once came to you because you spoke a lot about the truth, and that amazed me. Yes, you are silent about certain things. Perhaps you know more, but for some reason you don't voice it so far. So I decided to come and make my own contribution to the future of humanity, in the hope that people will hear me. Basically, I already told you quite a lot, and I thought we parted ways with you forever. But why have I come? I've come because I heard you started talking about the keepers. That surprised me a big deal. Since very few people know about them, people have lost the skill of thinking and seeing what is obvious. As a matter of fact, the keepers' activity was always in plain sight. They have blinded people to such an extent that they don't see them. But suddenly you started talking about them. And now people know about them for the first time, after a long period. I express my respect to you for that. I've come here to tell this story in full because you are unlikely to tell everything, as it is. I see that you have information, but I also see that you don't dare tell everything.
Farrell's has seen how these sheep bolt, so he's bringing them nice and steady. Now the right arm flank as quick as he can to turn in front of the post. Is he going to do it? Oh, no. 10 points dropped on the fetch. Turn around the post now and start the drive.
Oh, that's interesting. Not anymore surprised.
And then why? Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's lovely, man. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow.
When I did this, I manifested abundance in 24 hours. So the universe likes certainty. The worst place to be when you're manifesting is in limbo. Now this technique is very simplistic. It is just giving the proverbial universe an ultimatum. What does that mean? An ultimatum is, if this doesn't happen by this time, then I will do this. Fill in those blanks. I remember one time I wanted to move to Sedona. Now I got there, I'm looking for different places to live, everything is falling through. Now I had felt guided to move there. So I'm sitting there going, come on universe, you brought me here, what's going on? And instead of getting really frustrated and giving up, I decided I'll give the universe 24 hours. Really what I'm doing is I'm giving myself 24 hours because I don't want to stay in limbo. Within those 24 hours, I'd set the parameter of, if I do not find a home and receive financial abundance to pay for that home, I will move back to Florida at the time. Within less than 24 hours, clients popped up out of nowhere. A house that had never been listed showed up and I was the first one to go and see it. And let me tell you, within 24 hours, I was living there and serving my new clients. So here's what you're going to do before you go to bed tonight. Pull out your journal and you're going to write down, I would like to receive, fill in the blank, by, fill in the blank, or I will do, fill in the blank. Then you're going to surrender, give it to the universe, or you can say what I say, in the highest good of all.
Oh, wow, that's some interesting way to manifest. What do you think about it? Please leave your thoughts and some good vibes human from another place has decided to show us some amazing trick. Let's see what this trick does. It looks like a usual bottle with an opening down there and an opening up here. Oh my god, that's interesting. Did you know that? I did it.
Alright, man, you guys know what it is. Here we are again, back to the Statue of Liberty. Well, I'm here to tell you that in Baseline Universe 1, the universe that I've came from before the Large Hadron Collider, the Statue of Liberty has always been on Ellis Island. I remember all the textbooks and everything telling me it was Ellis Island, so people were telling me it wasn't, and I looked it up, and lo and behold, it is not. The Statue of Liberty is located on Liberty Island. So after my brain was done melting, I decided to make a video of it. Here is Ellis Island. Ellis Island is the only island that I remember learning about in school. I remember them teaching me that immigrants flooded New York via Ellis Island, were greeted by the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, and that's it. I don't remember Liberty Island, but there you have it, guys. The Statue of Liberty is and always has been on Liberty Island. Mandela effect? You tell me.
Oh my god, that's scared. Is that how it really things were in the past? Please reveal those on that. Some mystery creature found in ice in British Columbia, some place in Canada. Let's see what type of mystery creature this might be. See, these creatures that are found which are a mystery, they always burdens my mind. And I wonder where they come from, you see? Because I thought from that time we have been here on Earth as humans, that we have discovered everything.
Today I'm going to make a video that I don't normally make, and this is for very specific people. Those who do the will of the Most High. If you don't do the will of the Most High, this is not for you. You have created a lot of enemies. Not purposely, but that's just the way that it panned out. These people have slandered you. These people have used you. These people have even gone to witches on your behalf. And they would have used you to the very last drop had you not caught on. They never miss an opportunity to show you that you do not matter to them. And this is not one person I'm talking about. These are multiple people. But because they went to witch doctors on your behalf, because they slandered you and spoke negatively about you, which gossiping is a form of witchcraft, that will be their reward. Everything that they said to you and wanted for you will be their reward. And so you have to forgive them because their salvation depends on it. You're the closest thing that they have ever seen to the Most High God. And they judged you. And if you allow people to trick you out of your blessing by not being obedient to God because you're afraid of being judged, then you are making those people your God. You need to forgive them because they will be the ones to testify for you. At the end, they will see the Most High through your life. You do what the Most High tells you, and that's why they're jealous of you, because they couldn't do it. They can judge you for whatever it is that you're doing, but they know that they couldn't do it if it was on them. And you tried to tell these people about the Most High. You tried to be a light in their life, and they actually grew to hate you for it, but now they are realizing that you have been right. And that happens a lot. Sometimes you're given new information and you don't want to receive it. This happened to me in my early walk, and years passed by and I'm like, oh, this person was right. I thought they were crazy, but they actually turned out to be right. The more I studied, the more I found out. Are you willing to look like a fool to fools? Are you willing to go against a system that's been established for thousands of years before you got here? Are you willing to speak truth to indoctrinated people? Are you willing to lose everything and everyone for this walk? I know that you are. So this is for you. And while they worry about you, you just need to worry about the Most High. The time is up on all of these narratives. The world has lost their power, and these people They have lived a pretentious life, pretending to be something that they're not, trying to wear designer to feel better about themselves or whatever, mutilating their bodies to fit in. And now the people who the world has worshipped are falling. And when it all is said and done, the only thing standing is going to be the Most High God, which you tried to tell them about. So keep going, no matter what your circumstance looks like. Just keep going. God has the last say. I love you. Shalom.
Oh, much love to you, man. You are fearfully and wonderfully
They
made.
didn't hide that from me. They're challenging us to find it. And my only question is, how come there aren't more of us out there finding it? This is a big world, and most humans love mysteries. And the video is available, and many people have home dishes. And even though NASA moved the satellite almost onto the horizon after they found out what we were doing, we still were able to get the satellite. I don't see, I've had no agents at my house. I've communicated with the Canadian Space Agency, but I can't, for their protection, at this point, I can't give you the name, but let me just say that we ran it by our own country's space agency due to the connections we had.
And what was their comment?
That it was the most popular underground tape among the astronauts. You know, that it was the one they all wanted to have a copy and show their friends at night. Like, that was the reaction. This is a great tape. We love looking at it. Everyone just thinks it's the greatest. No, the Canadian Space Agency has been very cooperative. That's what I'd like to say. The Canadian Space Agency has been cooperative. I communicated with Washington headquarters and received an answer. And we've been receiving answers from JPL in California. Everyone's talking to us. No one's threatening us. And all the video has been totally available the whole time. So I don't hold that NASA is going out of their way. I think they make it difficult, like anybody. When I used to hide Easter eggs for my niece and nephew, you don't make it too easy. My dog doesn't make it easy to find the bones he buried. But it's not easy to do. This is very hard. I want to emphasize that even for me, this has been a very hard but fun thing to do. And I think the preponderance, I think you have to do what I did. You have to record every moment of every flight over a period of years if you're looking to substantiate something of this magnitude and importance. I took what Professor Weinberg of Simon Fraser University said very seriously. If you really want to do this, duplicate it. Get it in every lighting condition. Get it under every circumstance. Get it in every circumstance you can. And the one that made me happiest, funny enough, was almost the last flights I recorded, because I got it in black and white. There was a CCD camera put on one of the flights, and I thought that's the charge coupling device, which is an electronic way, rather than the old tubes, these big tubes that are slower on their scans. So as soon as the faster scanning and tube CCD was on the black and white, I challenged myself again. You should be able to find them, and I did. So I've got them in black and white, but I've got them under, and I know which camera. I now know where to look for them. I know what events. When in STS-80, when the door wouldn't open, you know, they had the spacewalk scheduled, and the door wouldn't open. I remember watching that and seeing all of this third phenomena, the second space phenomena, but the third phenomena, all around the door. And they were moving the door and trying to get it open. And I'd never seen this phenomena do that before. And then a flight or two later, the astronauts were commenting right on the feed that there was something had come through the door. They were seeing these flashing colored lights.
The light flashing off of E15 is there. thought it was me. What? I just thought it was my imagination. Yeah, I saw it too, so it's not. There was two of them. There's another one. What are they? There's sort of lights flickering in here. Maybe they're taking pictures. What is this? Is this thing passing in front of us? What are the lights? Which one? Oh, no, I was guessing that one for a second, but I had that one the whole time. Yeah, I was looking at that one.
Ah, what do you think was going on there? Oh my god.
Oh, salud.
Oh man, that's Ravi.
Know that he can walk on that tall snow. He thinks he can only walk on this path because Tito can float on it, but he sinks into it, so he just sees that as like the no-go area. So he's, oh, here we go. Is he gonna try? Oh, ugh. How am I gonna get to this guy? All right, let's see if he does it. He doesn't understand why Tito just can float on top and he sinks, so he'll just lay there.
Oh, what does that happen? Oh my god. Huh.
What in the world are those?
Oh, are those overgrown jumps or what?
Guys. The government, they've already come out and said that these things are real. They've already said that. They said that over and over again. Nobody cares, right? They're already covering landings. They told people about the Germans. They told people about the Nazis worshiping demons and in communication with those demonic entities. They spilled a lot of beans, right? They told you, well, Hollywood's going to tell you, and a lot of people from Hollywood they're going to tell you that people have changed right before them. They're going to tell you that. They're not saying that because they're getting paid money for it either. They're telling people that because it's real. You're going to hear people talk more and more about how they were with someone, and the person will turn to them and say, watch this, and they turn into a total different person. You're going to hear about that. You're going to hear about hundreds of thousands of cases of that. That's all over the earth. All over the earth. Somebody says, Brother Mike, what are the agencies preparing for? All of them? What are they preparing for? They're preparing for a terrible geological event that deals with water, that deals with a few earthquakes, no doubt, and everything that goes with it. You would think that most of the money would go to the war effort or something like that. No, that's not what they're doing. They're putting a lot of money in something else. And they're working at breakneck pace. They have accomplished quite a bit, right? They told people about the lottery. Oops, sorry, gamblers, but they did. They told people about the lottery. They got the confession about the lottery. People, they don't care. People don't care. They don't care. It is people have taken in so much information, they have been desensitized to the truth that absolutely affects them. Somebody says, do we know what caused the South Brazil tsunami yesterday? Yeah, they will cover that in the days to come. But listen to me. Try not to get locked on that tsunami. You're going to have bigger issues. You're going to have much bigger issues. If they don't, and I said this 2 months ago, I believe I said this 2 months ago. If they do not, I think it's too late now, but if they don't evacuate, find a way to evacuate. They need to evacuate, I would say, probably about 120 million to 200 million people. If they don't evacuate those people, one of the worst devastations this earth has seen, it's going to happen. I'll keep you guys updated on that, though. Because they're not evacuating anyone. Because no one believes, right here at this moment. Would you guys believe me if I told you that, well, first of all, you guys do remember when I told you that, and hopefully you guys are remembering these things I'm telling you. I certainly do hope you are. Somebody's writing them down, but I only got a portion of that. Anyway, I give you guys the numbers on those who would die, right? You guys remember that? And that number count is going to continue to rise until it just explodes and balloons. Remember at the beginning of the year, and I said if 20,000 died all at one time, but they get people's attention. And I said for a little while, then they'll go back to normal. Right? You guys remember that? And I believe that was spiritually inspired during one of our talks, because sure enough, what do we have? What do we have? That thing happened. Now, I just shared with you guys a couple days ago the urgency in this gentleman pointing to the mountaintop because they were burning. He was pointing. Every time I looked at this guy, he was pointing. That's going to be a bad day when this next one comes on. Folks, because you're looking at hundreds of millions of people gone, right? They're going to be gone. Hundreds of millions of people. You're looking at the USA. Those people, I personally do believe that I'm talking about the greatest number we've ever seen at one time go. They're going to go by fire. Can you imagine a great number of people burned up by fire? We live in those days. Hope you guys realize your world is really going to change on all fronts. Actually, the world has most certainly changed. But I'm going to explain to you guys two things we're going to talk about tonight. Most people know many things about the Bible, right? A lot of people don't know when we are. They suspect that we are near the end. But they don't really, it's not really sticking, or it's not really catching as far as when we are. And I know that even in the title, right? The clock is no more. A continuation from last week. We know the events in the world. And a lot of people are trying to match these events with absolutes in the Bible, right? Because it is prophecy. But what you see is a build-up, an absolute change in everything on earth. What most people are not discussing is the time for the saints. The Christian, those who really believe in Christ. What's going to happen to you? What's going to be your state, right, of occupation in the future? And how far away are these things? You know what? I believe nothing is far away now. Everything has ignited. I mean, everything. We're going to discuss that tonight. See, things have happened. One thing you have to realize, if you don't learn about it, to most people, right? Most people have gotten themselves in a habit. If they cannot read it, it does not exist. That's a problem. There are things that have happened, major things that have happened, right? You cannot read about them. There's a development of something you guys need to know about. No one is discussing it. No one is alarmed by it. And so without these hidden factors, you can't put together that timeline of exactly where you are. You can't see that things have already taken place, that you've been thrust in the middle of prophecy. You can't see it, right? I'm going to take you guys back with a statement. How did they miss the coming of Jesus Christ? That should disturb everybody. How did they not know the Messiah, the biggest event in human history? How did they not know the Messiah was on earth? How did they look at him and still not know it was the Messiah? See, that's where we are right now. Right now, we're in that same place right now. Now, people can believe what they want to believe. But there's going to be a severe drop in life on this planet. The people who accept the mark, and we know that God's, listen, because God is very specific. He said, no one, if you're written in the book of life, you will not take the mark of the beast. You will not worship the dragon. Worship of the dragon is taking place now. The same people who worship the dragon will take the mark, regardless of what they say. And there are people worshiping the dragon now. How does a person worship the dragon? Can anybody answer that? How does a person worship the dragon? Because in the Bible it says the world worshiped the beast and it worshiped the dragon to get power to the beast. They're worshiping the dragon right now. It said the world worships the dragon. How do you worship something? Anybody know? How do you worship something? You ready? It's voluntary observance. It's when you observe something with your heart and nobody forced you to do it. It's when you find a place in your heart for something and nobody forced you to do it. You cannot force worship. Worship comes from within a person. So when you look at something and you sit there and you're moved by it and you do all this stuff by it, that's your worship to that thing. People are already worshiping a dragon. Their hearts are already pouring out to it. Already. See, most people are waiting for a monster, and they've forgotten the scripture when it says Satan will manifest himself as an angel of light. A monster is not coming. A savior's coming. You know what? What's wrong with people? They have forgotten. In 2005, I used to hear a lot of people say, you know what they said? They said, watch out. Because people, I heard experts, I heard, even had Catholic priests who were giving out this message. They said, be careful, because the Antichrist, people are going to love this guy. They're going to love this guy. They're going to want this guy in power, right? So this person said this, be careful of anybody that people are falling in love with. And sure enough, everybody heard that and forgot about it. When Obama came on the scene, what did people do? Come on now. You guys know what you did. People worshipped Obama. And then the conservative side said, look at them. Look at them. They hated Obama, right? So you know what the Lord did? He said, okay, I'm going to reverse it. And then what happened? He gave them Trump. And what did the conservative side do? They worshiped Trump. You guys know I'm telling the truth. I stand for the kingdom of God, not for the kingdoms of men. And I'm telling you that God set two men up there that people worshiped. When you find yourself justifying somebody else, and you only know them by what somebody else said, you don't know them personally, something has gone wrong. Christ is the only figure that I know by writing that I will worship. Nobody else is going in that category. When you find yourself justifying a man, something is not right. It does not matter who it is. Do you see how people can see it in the beginning and then get caught up in the same thing. God has given an example. God has always told us, don't worship. Don't cease. He said, cease ye from men who have breath in their loins. Stop worshiping people. But people like to worship things they can see. Every country, there's some person people worship. Can't you see what's happening? And it's not about Obama. It's not about Trump. It's not about that. It's about people's ability. They're ready and primed to worship who they choose to believe in.
Oh my God. Oh, that was scary, man. You good people of Earth, thanks for watching up to this far. You are indeed wonderful souls. Big up to yourself, man. Hit the like button there and leave some comment on what you think about all those videos that has passed. There is a lot of information that was there, some true, some which we don't know about. I leave to you, man, to give some comment of what you think about everything there. And in the meantime, be some good person. Share love with those around you and caring, peace, unity, and forgiveness so that we can all live as peaceful humans. Yeah, you are loved and respected.